Hello. On last time, I talked to you about how I want to tell you the story behind the story. Um, as you know, from my Hattie's Journey series started, from my journey when I was 12 years old, I was diagnosed with kidney failure. I had a transplant when I was 13 years old. My mom gave me a kidney when I was 13, and that kidney lasted me 15 years. And so in 1998, I got married in November of 1998, and like December of that year, my kidney function was um, not looking as good, but it wasn't bad. But finally, I had to go back on dialysis again in 1999. And then I was on dialysis till 2005 when I was able to get another transplant in Charlotte. And so I have that kidney now 15 years, to be 15 years this year. It was 15 years in February, actually. And I got my second kidney from a cadaver kidney from a family that donated their child's organs. So, just doing what I do best, living life, working, trying to strive, and live for God the best way that I knew how to do. And then in 2018, in August, almost time for school to start, I started having this terrible back pain. And, I was like, my kidneys are not back there, because when I was a child, they had to actually take my own kidneys out because it caused me to have hypertension. So I knew it wasn't kidneys, but I didn't know what it was. And so I kind of had that pain all the way from August to May of 2019. I went to the doctors. I've always went to the doctor. But this was something they just couldn't catch by urine samples or blood or anything like that. So finally, I went and had a CT scan done, and it was said I had lymphoma, which is a cancer. Now, most of the time when people are diagnosed with cancer, you're like, oh God, what I'm going to do? I'm going to die. But I was thinking, what about my parents? And what I mean by that is, my brother was diagnosed with leukemia when he was 8 years old. And then he died when he was 12 years old. So I was angry because I was like, how could this happen to my parents? Like, how are they going to had a child already die of cancer, and now you telling me I have it? And people always tell me, Felicia, you always doing stuff for others. Let us do stuff for you. And here again, being diagnosed with cancer, I was concerned about how this was going to affect my parents. And so that's just my personality. If anybody know me, that's me. But I was really concerned about them. But once I went in the hospital, they told me what my treatment would be. And tell you the truth about it, the treatment was not that bad. I love hair. I didn't like losing my hair, but I knew it would grow back. But once I had my treatment, a week after that, you stay away from everybody, and then a week after that, you're able to get out a little bit more. And then I was able to go back to work last year. I went back to work in October, and just back doing what I do. But then I was having problems again in my stomach this time. It was in my stomach, and basically I had to go in the hospital again this year, 2020. And lo and behold, when they did a surgery, they found some more cancer. So I've been diagnosed with lymphoma for the second time, and this one's a different type of lymphoma. But the challenges have been because of COVID. And like everyone else, COVID has really took precedence over everything else in our lives. And I think that's the frustrating thing going through the cancer treatments. Not just having to go through that, but being isolated from family and having to do it alone and not with people like I was able to do it on last year. But I just want to tell somebody that may be listening that it has not been easy. I cried a lot. The second time I didn't say what about my parents. I was like, God, why me again? Why this? I'm trying to get back on my feet. But my aunt always told me, why not you? I've been, you had 2 transplants. You done went through cancer one time. Why not again? And I believe God don't put things on us that we cannot bear. But at the time, it just didn't feel that way. But my favorite scriptures is Philippians 4:13. For I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Now I'm saying that, but I didn't feel that way when I was diagnosed with lymphoma. So don't beat yourself up if you feel like, that's easy said and done. It's not easy. It hasn't been easy. But God has brought me here today I'm still here to tell my story, and I want to help someone else that may help to get through something they may be going through. But I tell you, it's a challenge. But we're gonna get through this COVID. I'm gonna get through this cancer, and I'll be back to tell you some more of my story and how I got to where I'm getting to with Hattie's journey.